Night starting to fall here at Stanford. We're at Maples Pavilion. That's the fountain just outside Maples Pavilion. Very beautiful sports facility all around here at Stanford. Arizona, they got together after their vault, and they are like leading cheers because they really feel that they're in the hunt here.
They've had a great competition, and to finish on their best event, great feeling.
So great competition for Arizona. Meanwhile, a crowd here at Maples Pavilion now watching one of its own. Lindsay Wing of Stanford on the beam.
So far, Stanford's doing pretty well on the balance beam. Not huge scores. They've got good scores. To stand up to Arizona, they're going to need very, very big scores here. Hard event to do it on.
Well, just catching a glimpse of the team scores on the scoreboard just a moment ago, and it looks, and I'm just adding in my head here quickly, that UCLA is going to have a 49 or better to win the competition to beat Arizona. Arizona's finished.
Next up on floor for California, Molina.
Lindsay is so clean, really, on every event. Doesn't give the judges much opportunity to take deductions for form.
A little sideways there just a minute ago. The real bottom line here is it's not out of the question we could have another surprise here in the conference championships.
Very solid routine. They needed a big routine right now.
This is the end of the 6th rotation. There'll be one rotation remaining. Hug from the coach.
They've got scores in the 9.65 to 9.8 range.
Let's move from the beam to the bars now. Oregon State on bars, Elizabeth Jillson.
Remember, I said they can drop one low score. Well, right now, Oregon State has a couple low scores they'd like to drop, and unfortunately, we'll have to count one of them. Very nice release move there. Judges are looking for the release moves to be above the bar. When they catch, their shoulders should be higher. Wow, look at the speed she's generating. Gorgeous double layout, elegant in the air.
She likes it. Elizabeth Jillson, a 9.925. Excellent score for her. Well, that's one of the kinds of scores that Oregon State's been looking for.
Next up on beam for Stanford, Lise Leveille.
Take another look. Lindsay Wing, a score of 9.9 for her. Now Lise Leveille of Stanford, another Canadian Olympian.
One huge factor in this competition is the absence of their top all-arounder, Carolyn Fleur, who would be contributing on every single event with very big scores. I spoke to Kristen before the competition, and she's been cleared, and hopefully they'll have her back limitedly in their next competition, but by nationals full on. And they need her. Makes a huge difference when you're counting 9 sixes as opposed to 9 nines on every single of those 4 events. Adds up.
So far, pretty good routine for Lise Leveille.
Lise was a member of the Canadian Olympic team in Sydney.
A little bit of a step, but not bad.
They've done their job. And with the addition of Carolyn back in the lineup, you can see the difference that would make. So they're doing well.
And that brings us to the end of the 6th rotation. Lise Leveille of Stanford. Take another look at her dismount.
Boy, you get no sense that the beam is only 4 inches wide when they run down, tumble off the end. Have to keep that in perspective.
Absolutely. Well, Lise Leveille liked her performance, and see if the judges agreed. Stanford will also be finished now, as they will have a bye in the final rotation as well. They're the defending conference champions. UCLA, of course, the defending national champions. Coming to the final rotation, and going into that rotation, Arizona 197.050, UCLA 148.1. They're going to need a 48.5. 7th and final rotation, and the outcome of the meet is still up for grabs. Washington on vault, ASU will be on bars, Oregon State will be watching on beam, and there's a story there too for the Beavers, and UCLA on floor X. California, Arizona, Stanford, they are done. UCLA needs a 48.975. That is their top 5 scores, 48.975, to overtake Arizona and win the conference championships. Valerie Condos Field, of course, the coach of UCLA, and she feels that her team gets an inspiration from a source that you wouldn't necessarily think would have a whole lot to do with women's gymnastics.
Oh, Coach Wooden has had a tremendous influence with myself, our staff, my husband, our team. Every one of our student athletes has his book or books. They all have the pyramid. We've been over to his home. He's met with us. He's met with us as a team. He's met with us individually. He came to our last home meet and applauded every single routine out there. And it's our Bible for athletics. And he's our grandfather, and he is the one person that we can look up to and make sure that we're doing everything right.
Well, the Wizards still very much an influence at UCLA, not only on the basketball floor, obviously.
Absolutely. I rarely ever even want to get autographs. And I was at an event with him, and I got one from my son. He has a great message.
Yeah, I did the same thing, as a matter of fact. 2 guys I got autographs from my son for: Eddie Robinson, who's the winningest coach in college football at Grambling, and the Wizard. Meanwhile, after 6 rotations, here is the story. Arizona 197.050, Stanford 196.150. Then you drop down to UCLA at 148. So as we said, they need 48.975 to go ahead of Arizona. That is combined their 5 best scores in this final discipline. A little bit of a disappointing meet, I think, for Oregon State.
Yeah, the whole meet has been a little bit lackluster. I don't quite feel the energy in here of a high-level competition. Not that we're not seeing some very good gymnastics. There are some definite highlights.
We will start with